Girl like Blue. Hey, wait a minute.
I almost agreed with you. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Let's take the wheel real
I did
quick.
hear a
Let
lot of
us
people
take
like
the
it. I did
wheel
hear a
real
lot of
quick.
people like Blue Beetle. I
No,
did.
Blue Beetle's good.
No, Blue, yeah.
Good. Me and Court, we went on a cute little date. Sorry, bro. we saw it together. We saw it together. Hey, you did try to hold my hand though, but we saw it
what?
together. And yeah, I got my thoughts on it. If you would like, you can go ahead and speak on it first, Court.
Okay, well, first off, I just want to, because I know me and Tyrone here, I know we wasn't tripping. I swear to you, anybody can do their research and call me out if I'm wrong. I swear IGN put that movie as a 3. I swear 3 was the number.
Uh-oh. I mean, it's also IGN. It's also IGN.
I swear 3 was the number for the review. And we got out the movie. Tyrone sent me a message. It was a 7. I said, did they backtrack? Like, wait a minute, hold on. They said, wait a minute. They said, the person who reviewed it, he was salty that day. Somebody crashed into him. Something happened. Listen, we got somebody else to do the review. It ain't that bad. It's not a 3. But nah, I thought the movie was pretty good. Like the start of it was kind of
First third is not.
Yeah, first third was not great.
Great.
It was when it started in like that first third, I was like, man, I really hope that it goes up from here, because I was like, if they keep this same little thing going, I said this ain't gonna be too hot. But as it kept going, it honestly, the movie it increases in quality with time, like as the movie is going.
It really does.
But I thought the movie was good. The some dialogue was a little.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was a little. I was like, okay, that could have been delivered a little bit better. Like the who was the evil white lady in the movie? I don't remember her name.
Something Cord.
Yeah,
Is it Veronica?
I don't even remember.
Victoria. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she sucked.
Yeah, she was not.
She wasn't very
good. Her performance in that movie was not great.
Like no shade to the actress. I don't know literally anything about her, but that character was bunk. Like,
I don't know if it was like they wouldn't giving her the right things to say. Maybe she was doing the best with what they was giving her. I don't know, but her performance was not the best.
I will say the one thing that got me every time was the little microaggressions, the subtle racism. I said,
"Oh my god,
she kind of nailed that.
Yeah, she was.
She cooked with it. She cooked there.
She was giving tinges of racism there. I was like, every time she said something, me and Tyrone would look at each other. We caught it immediately. We'd be like, "Oh my god!"
I was like, "Jesus Christ, this lady's racist."
You can't say that she was bad on everything but the racism. That's terrible.
No.
Hey, listen.
You feel it though. It's because obviously the characters are like a different. Like a majority of the cast were like, portraying Mexican characters. But it's like that don't matter. Like like there are just some things within like any culture where you're like, bro, you're not supposed to do that. Like she would call people the wrong name and stuff like that. It's like a more I don't know, quote unquote Hispanic sounding name than like what they go by. It's like, bro, what is she doing?
It'd be a thing where somebody would be like, their name would be like, I don't even know.
It's the opposite. She would like Americanize their name. It was a couple of characters that did that actually.
Yeah, she would just give them a more American name, or a name that sounded like a name that I guess she would think somebody of that race typically has. She would just switch it to that one.
No,
We'd be like, Jesus Christ. Listen,
So the villain worked on that part.
I'm not saying, look. All I'm saying is she wasn't that great in that movie until she needed to get racist. That's all I'm saying. Now, I ain't saying she racist. Listen, I ain't saying she racist in real life. But look,
you can't
came a little too natural, you know.
it rolled off the tongue a little too smooth.
I don't think that's a good thing to sell yourself on. She got everything.
Hey, she was at the what was it, what do they call that for the tryouts, the auditions? They was like, like she was at the auditions. They was like, yeah, I don't know about her, bro. She said something racist. They said, hold on. They said, go back. Say that again. She said it again. They said, hey, hold on. We might have one right here. We might have one.
Oh my god.
Like I will say, having a villain that's like overall like not super interesting or like kind of bland, like obviously that's a bad thing. But listen, all I'm saying is when your cast is like primarily like in the context of the like, you know, like for example, a Mexican family in America, like that would make them like minorities. Having your main villain be white, if you want them to really like, if you're not too great at the writing stuff, a little racist edge, that you made them better. Made them better.
That probably was on purpose. They probably was thinking the same way you thinking right now.
On purpose. It was definitely on purpose because it's like, even though it's a superhero movie, like aspects of it are grounded. Like especially like the whole like fresh out of college can't find a job thing. Like aspects of it are grounded. So you know, that really helped to ground it. You know, like because it wasn't blatantly like she wasn't slinging slurs and stuff. That would be crazy.
Oh, thank Christ! Whew.
But
no, she wasn't. No,
she
was
time. Just like because that's like that's like what people think of. They think of like these mustache twirling. Like when they think of racism, they think of like they conflate it with like evil, but it's like it's not like blatantly evil all the time. Like it's as subtle as like just being like insensitive to like another culture, like and not caring like at all. So I mean, I'll commend it there. I'll give it up. I'll give it up. The villain, she could have been like a 3 out of 10, but they made her like a 4.5. She still sucks. She still sucks.
Like in terms of the acting, I'd say she was probably the worst actor. She gave I wouldn't even say she's the worst actor. She gave the worst acting performance in the movie to me. I like every time she spoke, I was like, this just seems so. Everything I say need to be evil because I'm the bad guy. That's it. Like everything. Like there was no like, I don't know, depth to the character. She was just evil to be. Yeah, she was just evil because that was her role in the movie. It was to be
like she was evil, but her racism showed more.
Like there were like little things, but it's like that's not enough for you to be this like villainous. But you know, and there's another villain that I think is better. Like his motivation isn't really super clear. Well, I kind of get it. Like he's sort of like. Without saying too much, he's kind of like indebted to her, I guess, in a weird way. So he kind of has to work for her, and I think he works pretty well as like a opposing force, I guess, because obviously, evil white woman, she's not pulling like the Arkham Asylum. She's not injecting herself and becoming like a giant monster, right? Like she's just a normal lady, you know, that's like a billionaire. So having someone else to be like a physical threat, that was nice. That's usually a pretty good setup most of the time.
Now, what I thought was gonna happen, which I may have liked a little bit more, is if like, you know how he felt, you know, he indebted to her. So she thought she had his loyalty. It would have been nice if he just kind of like, I don't know, at some point, like not at the very end, but at some point, like in the middle towards the end, he kind of just like smoked her ass and started doing his own thing.
Yeah, I do feel like that happens a decent amount, not just in like superhero stuff, but in, I don't know, in movies in general.
That is true. That is
So
true.
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to avoid that sort of cliche. Not saying this movie's original, because I mean,
No, it's very.
I wouldn't say that at all. But it does most of what it sets out to pretty well. Like the highlight of the movie, Jaime and his family.
Oh
Jaime's
yeah.
family. I don't know why I said Jaime and his family. It's Jaime's family. They rock.
Oh yeah.
They are great.
Highlight of the movie. Family was the highlight of the movie.
Oh, that's a good thing. Go with the family.
Usually with because Jay, you know how movies will have like you have your main character,
Yeah.
and you'll kind of have like the co-star.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then like after that, it's kind of like everybody else is kind of just, especially with superhero movies, it feel like they just there to be there and they don't really provide nothing but knowing the main character.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're
it's
talking
like
about.
everyone has like a function or something.
Yeah.
But they're not like there's no like sense of community. They're just kind of like almost like coworkers, you could call them.
Nah,
Like they're because they gotta be.
This was some genuine family shit, isn't it? Like he like like also it's not even like they're important to the movie they're important to the movie drops off. They actually get more important as the movie goes on.
Oh, that's surprising.
They don't get pushed to the side ever. Yeah. There's a reason that we say that as the movie goes on, it gets better. That's because they're in it more. That's because they get to do more stuff. Like all their scenes, they're either like heartfelt and like get you in your feelings, or they're hilarious. Bro. No, they feel like an actual family. That is because like DC, they've got Shazam, which I didn't see Shazam 2, but Shazam 1 also has like a pretty good family dynamic. And like outside of DC, like when it comes to superhero stuff, you got like, I don't know, the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're kind of similar, though it's a different kind of family, you know.
Yeah.
But it is, I wouldn't say it's underrepresented. But it's still refreshing to see. Like, I'll never be mad if you give me a good family in a movie. Like, it's just no, especially when they're as entertaining as this one is.
Oh yeah,
it just works.
I also really hope that if they do end up making a second one, I hope that they're in it. Like they don't just shove them off somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because you know what the movies like to do when they hit the sequel is like, okay, since this is the sequel, we gonna have I don't even know. The story is gonna be less coherent, but we gonna up the action, which is cool. But it was cool like in the past. I feel like they got away with that a lot more. Now people like will go to a movie and be like, yeah, it's got action in it, but this story suck. And I'm about to call them out for it. Like people ain't just gonna be like,
Well, the writer's strike is still happening.
That is true.
So all the good writers are like, fuck you, pay me. And I don't think that's ended yet. So like all the newer movies are kind of like not with the original writers.
Yeah.
They're either getting delayed or people who should not be writing them are writing them.
Yeah.
So,
but I
really wish they would just treat them right.
Oh yeah. Like
just treat them better and we can move on.
They're the people that's writing the story.
You got them here for a reason. You should definitely, do more for them. You know what they ask at the very least.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
be
but
crazy.
But yeah, that's not how things work.
the writer strike, that is terrible. But I wanna throw this back to one of the other goats in the movie studio. The fight choreographers for Blue Beetle. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. They was the fights. The fights kind of went crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They was throwing them things like they were getting they were getting down, bro. I saw a tweet. I think it was from someone from RDC. It was like they was boxing and like nah, they're not wrong. They're not
like
wrong.
like
They were
Jay
throwing
no
mitts.
cap. It was scenes where he would use his little wrist cannon thingy.
Yeah, it's Mega Man Blaster.
But
Yeah.
it got to some point where he said, bro, forget the cannon. He put his hands up. He just started martial arting people all over the place. I said, Jesus Christ. I said, I said, this is kind of going crazy. It is nice to just see like I don't know, just a hero just throw, like, because he don't have to. He didn't have to do that.
No.
But he said, shoot, I feel like it. And he started throwing it.
Yeah, like there was a good mixture of like him doing like the Blue Beetle stuff where he just changes the suit, gets little arms on the back. There's a good mix of that and him just being like, oh, okay, you shot me, and then he flips a guy and kicks him in the like a wall or another guy's like,
God damn.
Like they
you're like
they went straight Power Rangers on some scenes, bro. Not even gonna lie. I said this got a heavy Power Ranger influence in here.
Like there's that scene in the trailer where he puts those swords together and makes that bigger sword. Yeah, that part delivered. That part.
Yeah.
The trailer ain't gassed it too much. The trailer gassed it just right. It was cool. That's one thing. Great action, and it looked good too. It wasn't just like well choreographed. It was visually like nice to look at, and I would say that about like most of the movie. It was just there's some scenes where they're like in dark places, but it's not like movies got color when it needs to have it. You can see things.
I don't want to talk about this CGI city, bro.
There's a CGI city?
It didn't look too good.
It's a CGI city.
The setting was really like. I don't know. Maybe this is just how people feel when they watch like DC stuff, where they're like, "Huh, that's not a normal city." But I saw the city, I was like, "What's going on here?" Like because they had like the like I don't know, the slums, like the poorer area where like the main family, the Reyes, where they live.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like a normal place, right? Obviously just not the highest quality buildings. And you go over like a bridge, and it's just like a huge like metropolitan area with like these super fancy like high tech buildings. I'm like, is this how his city is in the comics? Because this is confusing, and they kind of don't really touch on it. So it's like that must be.
It looked like Mega City from Fortnite.
Oh no!
God. It looked like Mega City.
He's right.
No.
It felt so weird because it's like the surrounding area is just like this is just a neighborhood. Like I could go here in real life.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not sure like what the city's supposed to be like, but like it plays into like they talk about like how all the rich people live over there and they screw over all the poor people, which is like that's just how things are in the real world too. But they didn't really like get into it much more than that. I think it being confusing was just how it looked. Like it just looked funky.
It was very off-putting. Like when you see it the first time, you're just like, "What the hell?"
But yeah, aside from that, aside from some crummy CGI with the like environments, like the suit at no point looked good. Also, I don't. The suit's not CGI like entirely, right? I remember set photos of him just
No,
like being,
he's in the suit.
yeah, which I like. Um,
They did a
yeah,
good job, I feel, of mixing. They definitely mixed practical and CGI
yeah,
into it.
it yeah, it was nice. It was
Also, the
nice.
fight scenes, like when you see, it's not ridiculous. Like you're not gonna get somebody, I don't know, bro, punching it in the whole city block. Every car on the city block fly back. You ain't gonna get no collapse. The fights, they didn't feel grounded, but they felt like the scale of them fit the movie.
They definitely felt more grounded than like obviously, because for the most part he's just fighting like dudes, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense for him to hit him with a city block array. You know, it's like that dude just has a gun. You're bulletproof. Just knock him out. You know.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like him fighting the other, like the other villain, the physical threat, like those fights get a little crazier, but they're still like they're not going all. It's not like Man of Steel. All right, I wouldn't even. It's not even like Shazam really, where they're like.
Nah, it wasn't even
Well,
that.
Shazam, they didn't. It was hot, larger scale, but they weren't like destroying stuff.
Yeah,
But it's like they're not going like multi-city blocks and just like fighting all over the place. Like no, they kept it contained to a point to where I would say it's easier to follow.
Yeah,
than,
no.
like,
If the
average
fight
DC
started
stuff.
on a street, the fight stayed on the street, on
Yeah,
that
pretty
street.
much. Like they might go into like a neighboring building, but they wouldn't go much further. Yeah, I appreciated that because maybe the sequels will have something crazier. And don't get me wrong, there are some like early on. There's a scene where he goes like super high into the air, and you're like, oh, that's crazy. But it's not like a brawl. It's just us getting to see what the suit's capable of. So
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciated that. When I was talking about it with Cortland, like right after we saw it, I was like, yeah, that was probably like a cool 7. It might just be like an 8.5 now that I've had time to let it sit.
Like,
Yeah.
Because it was refreshing. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit.
I feel so bad because I probably give it like an 8, 7.5, 8. I feel bad because I think the movie has actually been starting to get a little bit more traction in terms of money. I know it's not gonna make like a lot, sadly.
It ain't Marvel.
I was about to say opening weekend, bro. That movie bombed.
Yeah.
25 million out
Yeah.
of 104. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And
like I think
I
it's
said,
getting,
oh my lord.
it's getting a little bit more traction, but I'm very sad because that movie is probably not gonna make a lot of his money back just because it was like I said, it was not marketed the best.
Also, it has the DC stigma.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Because it's like not to compare it to Spider-Verse because they're not similar, but like even with Into the Spider-Verse, like that movie, even though everyone knew it was gas, like that movie didn't do too well. Just because I don't know, probably the whole like animation thing. If it wasn't like for the word of mouth of people gassing it, then Across the Spider-Verse, it probably wouldn't have did as well as it did because Across the Spider-Verse did really good. So
Right.
I mean, hopefully they make something off Blue Beetle, and then those of us with that have been enlightened, we can let people know like, hey, this movie's good. You should definitely see it and see the next one. Hopefully help us get that made.
I did say because James Gunn, now he didn't have any part to play in the making of this.
No.
Now, hopefully, this movie gets a sequel, and if we can get a sequel with James Gunn foot in it, hey.
Wait, what have James Gunn done?
This
What
is
has
his
he done?
specialty. Guardians of the Galaxy, like the whole trilogy, which to me is the greatest Marvel movie trilogy that we have seen. He did the Suicide Squad, like the second one. That's also pretty good. That movie bombed also, which is unfortunate, but it's really good. Oh gosh. He's done other stuff. I gotta pull this up. My bad. But yeah, just those like four alone, like Court said, if he has any involvement with like a Blue Beetle, so, oh yeah, Peacemaker, the show that's related to the Suicide Squad. It's like it's a weird like sequel thing.
Yeah. So basically,
at least
he knows
that's
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Like he also like I've watched like a thing where he like ranked his like top superhero movies. He knows his stuff when it comes to like comic books and whatnot. And he I don't know if you've heard, but he'll be like taking over as like the sort, he'll be like setting things up, I guess, for like the new DC universe. Like he'll be sort of overseeing it. I'm sure he'll be directing.
He's like that. He's like the Kevin Feige in DC, pretty much, right? Is he kind of like that?
I don't listen. I don't even know what Kevin Feige does.
Yeah, who's Kevin Feige? Y'all just
name.
throwing names.
He was
out.
the guy for Marvel. He was the guy for like he was involved in like a lot of Marvel stuff. I probably used to know, but I like with how much stuff has been coming out, I stopped. But yeah, what Court said. So he'll be Kevin Feige. He was sort of like he oversaw like a lot of MCU stuff. Well, the whole thing basically. Obviously, the directors like they made the movies, right? But like the general sort of like where things would end up, the sort of framework that like everyone had to follow to a degree. Like he was that guy. So like James Gunn would sort of be like that for like this new DC stuff, like with the new Superman stuff, Batman, all that.
Okay.
Well, not the Batman, like the Pattinson stuff. You know, a new one. So yeah.
I'm just learning. I am not good with names. Cause like y'all were talking that James Gunn, I was like, they make movies. That's all I do.
No, I I get that. I used to be that way too. And then I don't know. I just activated one day. I started caring. So yeah. You know, things are definitely looking up for DC again. I hope they I hope this. I want to see Blue Beetle again. I want to see these characters again. I really do. Like Jaime, he's cool. Fresh out of college. I mean, can't relate there, but you know,
like it would be nice to see him again, and then also, if they get these other movies with these heroes, right? See him in a team movie with other heroes. That would be that would be nice.
Listen. I don't care where he is, what planet he's on. He needs to get an awkward phone call from the family, and it needs to be at least a 2-minute scene, bro. They could be on Apocalypse. I don't care. His Nana needs to call him and wish him good luck or pray for him. Do something. We cannot. This can't be the last we see of all the Reyes, including Jaime, of course. But we need to see them again. That's my biggest takeaway.